experience throughout his life, and wherever you go, there it is. And if you understand, they say one of the greatest tragedies is having to bury your child, having to watch your child die before you, because that's not the way it's supposed to be. The way it's supposed to be is the parent goes before the child. And Bailey and Dalal's mother had to suffer one of the greatest tragedies where they had to bury their son. And in doing that, obviously it impacts Dalal's life as he passes on to the next, but it impacts his mother and father. It impacts the community around him. It impacts the city around him. And it impacts you whether you think it or not. And it impacts you on a day-to-day level. The same people that are supposed to investigate the killers of Winston Eid.
Yes.
I'll say that again.
Facts.
See, the same people that killed Dolal Eid are the people that are investigating the killers of Winston Smith.
Exactly.
So it goes hand in hand. And you see how backwards this city is. You see how insidious our mayor is. You see how insidious the elected officials are when they show up and make bills off of black blood. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's looking. You do the right thing even when black people aren't getting slain in the streets. You do the right thing even when brown people aren't getting slain in the streets. But they're not doing that. And they're not even doing the right thing when black people are getting killed. So what does that tell you?
They don't care.
Exactly. That they do not care. And right now, as Tashira says, and I've heard this at many other marches, they say the devil is a liar.
Sure enough.
And the only way to fight that is with the truth. And when you come out here and you stand for the truth, and all we've gotten is one camera angle from one body cam, when we know that there were several other law enforcement officials with body cams, several other cameras up here, it's the same way they sent Maya to jail. The cops took the footage that saw him, that would have exonerated him.
Yep.
They only give you the footage to support a narrative that fits their bill. These are deputized cowboys coming out into your community, committing public executions, wiping their hands with civil lawsuit dollars and then walking away. Or wiping their hands with a press conference from John Elder and walking away. And they think that's gonna appease you. They think that you're gonna say, okay, cool. I heard from John Elder, it's great. It was just fine. Justified killing. Somebody say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Say that ain't right.
That ain't right. Ain't
Growing
no
up in Riverside Plaza around a predominantly East African community, we all knew that we came from different countries. I don't have my native tongue because it has been enslaved out of me. People came from Ethiopia, Kenya, Eritrea, Somalia with the native tongue, and we all felt that we were very different up until the point that the cops would look at us the same. I'm your brother in pain. I'm your brother in solidarity. I'm your brother in this movement. And although you may come from a different country, these pigs look at us just the same. And although that is unfortunate, that is traumatic, that breeds a lot of violence and pain, it breeds community and solidarity, and I'm your brother in that. I'm with you in this fight, and you are with me in this fight. And that's called solidarity. And I not only have your back, I am your back. So you can trust us. You can trust your community to do the right thing at any time. And the BCA needs to be held accountable. Darcy Klund needs to be fired for killing Dolal Eid. When you pull up on somebody in unmarked cop cars, no uniforms, guns drawn, less than a few seconds and guns and fire starts going off, you can't imagine what was going through Dalal's mind at that time. You don't know the fear, you don't know the pain, you don't know the trauma that was going through that boy at that time. And we'll never know. And they expect you to stand by docile and take this. They expect you to stand by docile and watch somebody like Winston Smith where the passenger says he was reaching for his phone. That's the same case with Amadou Diallo in New York in 1999. Not a damn thing has changed in 22 years. And for the black men in this audience, the black people in this audience, it ain't got to be reaching for your phone. It's just existing and drawing breath out here. And just being somebody in the car and reminding white folks of the legacy and the history of this country is discomforting enough that they want to eliminate you out of thin air. But we're here to say no more. And we're going to keep marching for Dolal. We're not going to forget it. And Bailey said something at dinner that to me was impossibly funny. You said, can we come out here and do it one last time? There is no last time, brother. We're going to keep coming out here until these people are held accountable.
Yeah.
I love you too, man.
Got your back, baby.
All power to the people. All power to Bailey and Dalal's family. And God bless, man. All power to the people. Muhammad, come up here and take this mic and say something. Give it up for Muhammad from Cary, y'all.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Salam means peace. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim. I'm with Cary, Minnesota. And as we all know, tonight is Arafat. So there is no prayer that is accepted quicker than the prayer of the oppressed. So I urge all of you, inshallah, if you do pray or, participate in religion, to pray tonight, inshallah. And I want to talk about three things today. And the first thing is that we have to understand what we're up against, right? Like, we have to understand that we have to be courageous, because not only are we fighting white supremacy, but we're fighting different forms that it gets weaponized against us, right? And the interesting thing is that Winston Smith, who was killed in Uptown, was actually talking about Dolal Eid himself, right? And I know many of you guys probably saw that video, right? And he himself got killed in the same manner that Dolal Eid.
I remember commenting on that
right?
video.
And we're fighting against unmarked cars that came in that said that, Dolal Eid, the same as Winston Smith, had a gun, and now we learned that Winston Smith didn't have a gun, right?
Nope.
And in the same case here as well. And
Winston ain't hurt
we
nobody.
Can't continue to fight for justice, because justice would have meant that Dolal Eid would have been here today, right? What we're fighting for is accountability, right? We want some people fired, we want some people to go to life in prison, and we want to demand that nobody else gets to get away with murdering somebody in cold blood just like that, right? And we actually not only have to talk about these policies, but also look at the decision makers, right? So when we are fighting the system, right, the system's gonna fight back, right? They're gonna tear gas us, they're gonna attack us, they're gonna use many different forms that they weaponize, right? Back then it used to be water hoses and dogs and stuff like that. It changed a little bit. Now it looks like unmarked, rounds and sending people that look like us to come and fight us, right? Sending people that look like us to tell us that we passed enough bills, right? You guys have to remember that with all of these deaths that happened in Minnesota, we got 2 bills that actually gave an injection to policing, right? Where it actually criminalizes you and makes you terrified to actually record a police officer if they refuse to wear their name badge. And if somebody would have stepped in and pushed Derek Chauvin off of George Floyd to save his life, he would have probably got 10 minimum years.
Yeah.
That's what was passed this session, right? So I know a lot of people say the numbers are dwindling. I don't really care, because we just need a couple of more dedicated people, right? Just a couple of more dedicated people. We want just a few more people that will be dedicated in this fight to continue to demand for accountability for Dolal and for everybody else, right? And in order for us to have the courage, we have to have the audacity to actually stand up against what is wrong. And if you need a lesson in audacity, there's a lesson right here. Right? Bailey has been here, and if you want to know the definition of a father, Bailey is that definition of a father. He's been out here standing, fighting for. If you want to get a little bit of inspiration, you don't have to look too far away. You have inspiration right here, to be honest. And the biggest thing for me is that if we have the audacity and we have the courage to fight, but we're still not seeing change, then we have to actually become that change, right? We have to identify people who are actually standing in the way. For example, like Catherine Keener, who I think we should really go to her house, because we haven't heard anything from Catherine Keener, who is the Dakota County prosecutor, who's actually sitting on Dalal's case. Right? We need to show up to her house. We need to actually find out who owns this Holiday gas station and ask for some of the video footages, right? Because we only got one footage that is convenient for law officers to show us. But what about the rest of the footage, right? And on top of that, we have law officials and legislators that actually are celebrating us not actually passing anything meaningful that would have saved Dalal's life or anybody else's. right? So instead of us continuing to champion people that will continue to fail us, you guys should give it a chance. You guys should give it a try. And I do see a lot of faces continually coming out, but I think it's time to kind of graduate, right? Instead of coming out, help plan one of these things. Come out and say, hey, how can we help? How can we actually stand and continue to fight justice? Because as much as, oh, we don't want to be here because it's hot outside and it's a Sunday and Eid is coming up and so on and so forth, we have to be here. Because next time it could be me. Next time it could be you. Next time it could be you. Hate does not discriminate. Police violence does not discriminate. They killed poor white people. They killed the Hispanic man in Olivia, Minnesota. They killed the Somali man. They don't discriminate. They kill white people too. But it was up to us to actually say enough is enough, or we're going to continue to be the change that we want to see. And we cannot do that if we do not have the courage to actually stand up for ourselves, if we don't have the audacity to continue to fight, and if we don't see that, then we have to be the change. Thanks, y'all.
Give it up for Muhammad, y'all. Muhammad from there. We're going to keep it going and hand it over to a brother that's been out here for a minute, inspiration to many. Give it up for Brandon Lee Tulloch.
Where'd Brandon go? Oh, there he is. Do what you do, Brandon.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was going to say today. I don't know if I was going to speak. I mean, Bailey asked me, Tucson DJ, to kind of help him with this. And hearing him speak before I get into what I had written, the one thing that really hit me during our conversation was when he found out how old I am. Right, I'm 24 years old. Dolal was killed when he was 23. And to see the look on his face when
he's younger than me,
he's having dinner, organizing a protest for the son that he had stolen from him. The person across the table from him is the same age as the person, made it to 1 year more on this planet than the son that was stolen from him. And the look on his face is something I simply can't explain. Almost, not that I feel guilty that I made it to 24, but how sick of a world and how sick of a country we live in where it's not guaranteed that I make it to 24. So I just want to say justice for Dolal Eid and love to his family. So give me 1 second. So with everything going on, there's a lot going on in the city. There's a lot going on in protest spaces with the murder, assassination of Winston Smith, since George Floyd, with Dolal Eid, Dante Wright, and everyone. There's just a lot going on, and this came to my mind the other day when the police just acted crazy at a protest in Uptown where they were arresting people for no reason.
I heard about that.
Didn't say it was an unlawful assembly. They just started arresting people, right? Just snatching people, and then those people that got arrested, they got arrested with public nuisance.
Yeah.
Right? I've been cited for public nuisance from the protests on the bridge. Seems like everyone out here that gets arrested, you get public nuisance.
Yep.
Public nuisance. And that word, that charge alone,
last year,
just been messing with my head. And so I literally was thinking about this last night, wrote this morning, but this is simply titled Public Nuisance.
Go ahead, brother. Lay it thick.
A public nuisance. I guess that's what I am. I guess that's what we all are when we fight for black lives. A public nuisance. Like it's annoying. Like it's dangerous. Like it goes against the status quo. Like we don't pay for these public roads. Like y'all only get mad when we do something. Walking on the highway for 20 minutes is disruptive, but closing it for 5 hours to give citations to 646 people is more convenient to the general public, but we're the nuisance. Like we deserve to get hit when we block an intersection or take over a street in the middle of the day. Yeah, okay, well I'll keep that in mind when I'm running 10 minutes late and I'm stuck behind your 4th of July parade.
Yeah.
When folks make a garden in an empty lot and cover walls with protest art, that's bad for business and is a danger to all of Uptown. That's apparently worse than unidentifiable militias with rifles who close the whole mall and will attack you as soon as the sun's down. But we're the public nuisance. Some of y'all are obsessed with your guns, like come and take them, like you would die behind the Second Amendment. But y'all are dead quiet when Breonna's boyfriend protected their home. Like when Philando was murdered, why didn't the NRA come and defend him? Like we all have the right to bear arms, but y'all only pass reforms when black people like the Panthers got guns. And y'all will murder Dolal Eid in the middle of the day in a gas station parking lot filled with other people because he allegedly got one. But we're the public nuisance. Like it's terrible when people get their sports cars and drift and do donuts and burnouts and they street race. But how many more
Fast and
innocent black
Furious
people
shit.
like Lanil Frazier need to be killed by police in a reckless high-speed
Yeah,
chase?
no.
But we're the public
Justice for
nuisance.
Linnell. Justice for Linnell.
If we yell profanities too loud, y'all worried that the children might hear, but y'all aren't giving no resources to low-income communities, so now people are catching strays and they're killing children right here. And speaking of children, Judge Cahill said it wasn't traumatic for black kids to witness the murder of George Floyd. He was lynched for 9 minutes and 29 seconds publicly,
with a 9-year-old
where
girl in
everyone
front.
could see. Then when we protest for his justice, we're the public nuisance. I hate the way that sounds. Phonetically, it drives me crazy. We're protesting for black lives who have been lynched, and we are the public nuisance because they used to
And we're
perform the
non-violent.
lynching of black lives where everyone could see, from the popular trees, from the public nooses.
What this brother said, I felt 100%.
Bailey wanted to say a few words, then we have one or two more speakers, and we're going to wrap up and get you out of the sun.
I would like to say, I speak a little Somali. The translate. Okay, first of all, I would like everybody. I gonna beg for my son. I beg Allah to give him a good bless, and I need everybody to say it to me in Amin. يا ربي يا قاد العزيز إلهي دولال وقبي.
Can you try and go?
Okay, قبل هيك أوقف تيمي. يا ربي يا إلهي آخر وتنادي جه. إلهي أنا قاد العزيزة. isagana wuu nasiiyey haddana qaaday ilaahay oo meeshiisa wax khayr qaba noo soo gelay isagana godka qabriga wuu iftiimi una waasicay yaa rabbi yaa qaadir xasiis ilaahay oo cadowgii u dilay adun baa awooda
Learn
soo
Somali.
thank you God. Our second thing is I would like to speak a little short Somali.
They got a
And then
video for that.
Somali waxa weeye waxaan joognaa Maraykan waxaan deganahay Minneapolis oo Minnesota ma ka noqonayno waa gurigeennii weeyaan haddii inagu waxa weeye African American inaga soo horreeyey ee waddankan uu joogay la'aantood none of us aan ruux inaga enamida oo imaan lahaa ma jiro
He speak a little Somali, telling that we Somalis, we are here in the United States of America, especially in the state of Minnesota. The African Americans are our brotherhood and sisterhood who have been dramatized in history and what they have been through.
waxa weeye la'aantood African American la'aantood haddaysan joogi lahaayeen Maraykan waxa weeye Soomaali maysan timaadeen.
If African Americans, brothers and sisters, were not here before us, they couldn't have been really involved in this life and be peaceful. Without them.
Okay, that's Soomaaliga aan rabay intaas bay ahayd marka waa inaan ogsoonaanaa Soomaalida degan Minnesota iyo Maraykanka waxa weeye African American baan nahay waana walaaladeen waa inaan isku dhigno hal aan noqon isna walaagtiisa waa inaan halkaan noqonnaa.
We Somalis living in here in the state of Minnesota, we should know that we are our brothers. African Americans are our brothers and the sisters. We have to be close and accept that we are African Americans. They are our sisters and brothers, so we have to associate it and struggle with them.
Thank you. Okay. And now I'm gonna say in English. Never mind where you born in. If you're born in Germany and you are black and you came to the United States, you are African American. And if you're born and raised in South Africa or Somalia or anywhere in Africa, and you are black, when you came to the United States, you get the identity, and you are African American. And we have to broad to be African American. And if someone try to make separation, we have to tell them we are African American as long as you're black. And we have to love each other. Okay, that's the one I want to say. And also a little bit, if you look there, I've been there and I was emotional. And then I, one camera, with two camera, another one is with that corner. That side, it is a car wash. It is 4 video camera. And they was to kill my son, is that the wood. If you look here, it is 8 line gas. And each one will have a 1. But that's 8 plus 4 is 12. If you look there, there was so many cameras, I think inside, I don't know, but outside is a 2 or 3 or 4. But that's almost 16 cameras. And there was 4 cops, a police, a cars. We just show only one side, and it was the side who came in with this, and there was screaming and shooting and kill my son. And they was saying it was exchange a fire. Why they didn't show us? Okay, the media or news or any TV and media in Minnesota, they work with the police. And we have to know them. They are far away from justice. And they are liars. And they will tell what the police were told them.
Every radio station.
It's not all of them, but some of them. I'm sorry to say all media. It's not all media. I mean some of them. I would like to say we will never. If I didn't get all of you, me since my life of birth, I will stay here and I will make demonstration until I get what all we wanted, and what we wanted is justice. The last day. We are not insulting, we are not hating the people, we are not hating any color, but I really fucking shit hate those who kill my son and other people. And it's really shameful. It's really shameful. Okay. You can put everybody in my position. If someone, some police kill your son, I know what their name is, and everybody will know. And every day when they have a uniform, and they have a gun, and they have law, and they have a power, they are strong than me. I cannot ask them, why you kill my son? If I say what they're gonna put me down. And every day they have say how many people there was a kill, or how many people they're gonna kill if we didn't stop them right now. That question is up to all of us. And the Somalian people, you have to be outside. You have to come out and show your love ones. And if you support justice, we don't know who's gonna be tomorrow. We don't know if Somalian, or if the black, or if the white, if it's brown, if it's Asian. We don't know, or if I be. What are you gonna do if the police came my home tonight and will kill me? Nothing. No. You're gonna scream a little one day, and then go home and say, oh, he's gone. We have to fight back, and we have to stick together, all of us. Never mind what color you are, never mind what religion you are. We have to be one and fight the police brutality.
Yeah. This man said.
And those investigations, the BCA, I never know before What the fuck is the BCA? I don't know. I tried to find out when they came in my home, and they have a shield, they have guns, they have so strong guys.
The
There were
bullshit
so many
crazy
people.
administration.
They put me down, and they would terrorize us. And then I asked them, who are you? And they told me, we're gonna tell you later on. And I asked them, do you have any warning? I said, they told me, we're gonna give you later on. And I said, what the fuck do you want me? They told me, you're gonna know that. When we're done, what are we looking for? What are you looking for? Shut up and sit down. They was just tied my hand some wire in front of my kid. They was arrested and tied my sweet wife, her hand in front of kid. And there was all of us. And they was saying, we have a warrant. No, they don't have. They came. The last man who came after 2 hours. Beating the paper. Told me this. And he told me, I didn't know if they killed my son. And he was told me, take this one. And I asked him, what's going on? And say, the boys who killed your son. You motherfucker, man. You came and you was terrorized me. And now where you go, you told me you killed my son.
Basically broke into that man's house.
And so, where is the justice? I really appreciate all of you. And I hope this journey, with this evolution, will never miss, will never stop, and will never die before we get what we wanted. And what we wanted is justice.
After son was murdered.
Thank you, all of you.
All right, we'll have one more person speak, Tom, who actually spoke to Dalal's brother recently.
So, I was in jail with Dalal's brother this January, and when the body cam footage of the raid on this house terrorizing this family was all over the news, they moved his brother into a cell right in front of the TV and cranked up the volume to terrorize him too. So it's not just these bitch-ass cops that we're fighting against here. There's cameras all over this holiday station, but they're more concerned about drive-offs than releasing the footage of a murder. It's not just the, it's the guards as well. It's all these elected officials and their so-called positions of power. They're all sitting there patting themselves on the back for claiming to have put Derek Chauvin in prison, but that was us. So it's becoming increasingly clear that they ain't gonna do shit for us, so it's on us to demand justice and make this world the place we want to see. So it's been an honor to be out here for Dalal's birthday, and they're gonna have to kill me if they want me to stop fighting for justice for all these families, especially for you, Bailey. I got you and both your sons back no matter what. So, yeah, just like I always say, fuck 12, fuck the police, all cops are bitches, all power to the people, and they can't do shit to stop us.
ACAB. ACAB, all cops are bitches.
We're going to have actually 2 more speakers because we have to honor what we promised. And so we will have our brother here, DJ, who we love, who is out here fighting so hard with the community. And then we will close out with Paul, who is running for mayor of St. Paul. Welcome, our brother, DJ. Thank you.
Where he at? Oh, he's in back at the ship.
All right. So I just want to do a quick reminder to everyone, because I know in America we're really desensitized, right? But we shouldn't average a mass shooting every week. We shouldn't be averaging the cops killing people like every other week. That's not normal. I watch a lot of international news. I watch TRT. I watch Al Jazeera. I watch some of the Chinese propaganda news station. This isn't a normal thing around the world. It's not normal to have one of your loved ones killed and then have the officers come to your house and raid your house to try to build their story to find a gun. So I want to remind people we need to resensitize ourselves. When we see things go on, like the shooting that happened to our Asian American brothers and sisters where they were targeted, that's not normal. That's not something we're supposed to see, talk about for 2 weeks, and go on to the next thing. I know in America, they're always coming up every other week with a new thing, but this is not normal. I know America loves deflecting, and they love talking about genocide in this country and genocide in that country. Let's talk about the genocide that's happening here to the black and indigenous folks in America.
Definitely. Right here in my
I
city.
need people to stay fucking focused, okay? So that's all I need to say. And justice for Dolal E.
Justice for Dolal E.
Say his name.
Dolal E.
Say his name.
Dolal E.
What's his name?
Dolal E.
Say his name.
Dolal E.
What's his name?
Dolal E.
Say his name.
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 Thank you, DJ. And I would like to say, so now that we know that we're showing up no matter the nationality, no matter what the person look like, that means that we're going to see all of you guys at the next family event, right? The next family, no matter how big or how small their case was, no matter if you
Well, I missed
heard
a
about them
couple,
in the
but
media,
I was out of town
you're going to
last
be
week,
watching the
so.
pages of all of us, and you will be finding out about these events that are happening for the families and amplifying their names, and you will be showing up, right?
Yeah.
Right? We will show up if it's a Somali life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When Somali lives are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back.
When black lives are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Native lives are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Asian lives are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do?
Stand up, fight back.
Thank you. So I hope to see everybody that I'm seeing for all these future family events that are coming up. I hope to see you all. We will close out with someone who is running for the mayor of Minneapolis. His friend Travis Jordan was murdered in front of his yard. Paul is a white man, but he got to experience what we've been experiencing all this time. And the only fault he had was having a black friend here in the state of Minnesota that got murdered in his yard. So he has to walk past his front yard every day and be re-traumatized knowing that his friend that lived with him got murdered in the front yard. So this is Paul, and then Toussaint will lead us out with the Asada speech, and we will close out for the evening. Thank you all for being here today. God bless you all.
And then I'll go grab me something to eat.
Blessings. Assalamu alaikum. I decided to not leave, but actually just hopefully take this community with me
Paul Johnson,
to the
running for
mayoral
mayor.
seat, because
Streets Advocate
we know
endorses him for
everyone we've
Minneapolis
ever
mayor.
heard talk to us from a political standpoint has done nothing but give us lip service. False lies. I'm not telling you that the mayor position, even in Minneapolis, it's not extremely strong. But what he does have is control over these police.
Yep.
And right now, you have the man who wants to be mayor standing with you. Standing with my friend Travis Jordan, who was killed in 2018, and been standing with every family since then. The only candidate otherwise who stood at the very first press conference saying that Winston Smith was an innocent man because they killed him before they took his when they took his due process away.
Yes.
Even if he had guilt, it doesn't matter because you are innocent in this country until you are proven guilty
Yeah.
by a jury of your peers. So every time a life is taken, we are state sanctioning the murder of an innocent person.
Yeah.
And anyone who doesn't believe that, fuck you, you ain't a patriot. If you can dismiss the entire ideology of our justice system and how it goes about, if you can just smear that away and look at somebody's past or whatever you want to do and just shit on them, if you want to do that,
I would suggest that you leave this country because we're actually based on some better shit than that. We just don't act like it. We need leadership who's ready to act like it. We need leadership who's ready to stand by the people, even at the expense of his own person, business, whatever. And that's what I'm gonna do. That's what we need to do. Community is common unity. And we have a lot in common. I lost my friend, but I gained a brother. And we all do in this fight. We got to stand with each other and make sure the right voices are staying centered. And that's all I want to do. I want to make sure the power stays in these families and that these bitch-ass police getting put in their place. Because this shit will not happen underneath my rule. It just came out that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't underneath the police rule, exactly, because I ain't gonna let them fucking roll around like that. It's just not right. And Mayor Fry doesn't say a goddamn thing about it. Oh, just go on, cowboys. I believe whatever you got to say. Nah, fuck that. Fuck Fry. Fuck 12. All power to the people. We are here. All power to the people. Come and get that change because we making it.
And also when you vote, this is runoff voting, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you don't put Fry in any of those things, then he doesn't get your vote. He doesn't get your vote at all. We got to round up, brother. So if you don't put him in any of 1 through 5, then he doesn't get your vote. But we're gonna wrap up with the Assad Shakur chant, and we're gonna have somebody who has not done it before, so this is their first time, and they're gonna need your encouragement. Everybody, give it up for Zainab.
Go ahead, Zainab.
I just texted her the chant, so she knows it. She can't miss it. All right, there you go.
You can do it. You do it, sister.
I always get thrown in. You got this. Okay.
You got this, sister.
Be patient with me, y'all. Okay. Fist up. Fist up. Fist up. Fist up, everybody. Fist up. Fist up. Fist up. Fist up. Fist up. All right. Yeah. Okay. Got more support. All right.
Got our
We
young
have a duty to
activists.
fight for our freedom.
We have to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
This one has to be the loudest, y'all. Yes, you got it.
I'll pull this up.
Right? Ready? Come on, Zainab. We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
Because we have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 We have nothing to lose but our chains. All power to the people.
All right, everybody get some water and Gatorade. Thank you for coming out.